Broadcast Center. This is 22 News at 6.
Crews are still clearing trees and branches from the roads almost 1 week after a microburst hit East Hampton. Good evening and welcome to 22 News at 6. I'm Barry Krieger.
And I'm Juliana Mazza. Last week's microburst caused a lot of damage in western Massachusetts, and cleanup crews are still busy.
22 News reporter Alessandra Martinez live at our Hampshire County Bureau after checking the ongoing cleanup on Mount Tom.
Parts of Mount Tom are still closed because of the fallen trees that are blocking roads and trails, which means hikers and cars can't get inside. Crews are still clearing roads along Mount Tom almost 1 week after a microburst knocked down thousands of trees across western Massachusetts.
It was pretty tore up when we first got here Wednesday morning, but last couple days we've been cleaning up good, taking our time with it.
And the State Department of Conservation and Recreation says they don't have a concrete timeline of when they'll complete the cleanup. 22 News drove down East Hampton Road to look at the damage that's left behind. Here at Christopher Clark Road, more than a mile of this road is closed because of the fallen trees and the brush on the floor, stopping any hikers and cars from getting inside. The damage in the Mount Tom Reservation is still extensive. The DCR told 22 News that their staff has surveyed Mount Tom and their priority is to address any threats to people, clearing uprooted trees that can fall. One hiker saw the damage today for the first time.
Disbelief and a little bit of sadness. I like the tree canopy that used to be here, and it was just kind of one of these places where I could come and have my solace.
Her friend Bobby is happy no one got hurt.
We were real lucky in that respect that it was really just the woods, and woods regenerate.
The DCR says hikers have no access to trails in the southwestern part of the park until everything has been cleared. Christopher Clark Road should be cleared within the next week, and the Bureau of Forestry is looking to sell some of that timber that has been cleared from the park. Live from our Hampshire County Bureau in Northampton, Alessandra Martinez, 22 News.
A follow-up now to a story we first broke on 22 News at 5 on Monday. Springfield police have identified this year's 14th homicide victim as 19-year-old Joseph Gorecki of Hamden. Gorecki was shot around 2:15 Monday afternoon at 181 Nursery Street. He was taken to State Medical Center where he later died. The second victim, a 21-year-old from Springfield, was not seriously wounded and is expected to be okay. So far, no arrests have been made.
We also have an update tonight on Monday's deadly motorcycle accident in Franklin County in Conway. Northwestern District Attorney's Office has identified the victim as 63-year-old Richard Taft of Uxbridge. Conway police said Taft's motorcycle drifted off Route 116 and hit a guardrail around 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. EMTs were unable to revive him. Conway Police Chief Kenneth Ouimet told 22 News it did not appear that Taft had been speeding.
And state police say they recovered a stolen gun during a traffic stop in Westfield overnight. A trooper pulled over 21-year-old Axel Gomez of Chicopee on Little River Road for a motor vehicle violation just after midnight. State police say he was carrying a loaded 9mm pistol that had been stolen in Vermont. Gomez faces several charges, including illegal possession of a firearm, second offense, and receiving stolen property.
More women inmates have been moved to the Women's Correctional Facility in Chicopee. 22 News reporter David McKay is standing by in our studio with how they're handling this increase in the prison population there.
48 women that were being held at the Framingham State Prison have been moved to the Chicopee Jail. The Western Massachusetts Regional Women's Correctional Facility has recently undergone an $18.5 million expansion, increasing the number of cells from 128 to the originally planned 184. These are women serving shorter sentences, as well as pretrial defendants from Worcester, Hampshire, Franklin, and Berkshire counties. There are 238 women in the Chicopee Jail, split between sentenced and pretrial. The Sheriff's Department expects the numbers to stay steady and the benefits to be greater to the public and inmates.
When we're looking at the best needs of public safety, we're really looking to integrate both pretrial offenders and sentenced offenders into all programming and reentry efforts from day one.
During the final 6 months of their sentences, inmates receive counseling to help them find housing and jobs as they approach their release date. Among the new women being held in Chicopee are Elsa Oliver, the mother of 5-year-old Jeremiah Oliver, whose remains were found in a suitcase, and Erica Murray of Blackstone, who was arrested after police discovered the remains of 3 dead newborns in her home. Both have pleaded not guilty. Live in the studio, David McKay, 22 News.
State and city officials say there are no confirmed cases of Ebola in Massachusetts and no cause for alarm. Governor Deval Patrick and Boston Mayor Martin Walsh were among officials who met at Logan Airport today and declared the state well prepared to deal with Ebola. The meeting followed Monday's scare at the airport where 5 passengers on an incoming flight showed flu-like symptoms. Ebola was ruled out as the cause of their illnesses.
Medical marijuana has been legal here in Massachusetts for 2 years now, but you still cannot find a place to legally buy marijuana. 22 News State House reporter Tiffany Chan standing by in Boston where people rallied for safe access to the drug.
Frustrated and tired of waiting, many are calling for swift action by the state to get medical marijuana dispensaries up and running.
Nearly 2 years after 63% of Massachusetts voters approved the use of medical marijuana, no dispensaries have opened up yet. With signs in hand, a group of about 50 people marched to the State House steps demanding safe access to the drug.
To see something overwhelmingly voted in and then, fumbled so greatly by the Department of Public Health and lawmakers and public officials is sad.
The application process has been highly criticized after several applicants failed background checks and lied on their paperwork. I contacted Health and Human Services to see what's taking so long to open a dispensary. A statement by HHS Secretary John Planowitz reads in part, once dispensaries pass inspection and meet local requirements, they will be ready to start growing and preparing to open. Some dispensaries have indicated they will be ready to do so by the end of this year. Jill Osborne's daughter suffers from refractory epilepsy, which causes severe seizures. After 17 medications failed to help, quick and safe access to medical marijuana could be the solution. Why do you think it's taken so long?
I don't know. The response from officials is that they're trying to create a safe and effective program, but it's not safe for my daughter and it's not effective for her if she doesn't have any medicine.
The state is also vetting applicants through an open county process to make sure patients are within a 30-mile radius of a dispensary. Reporting live at the State House in Boston, Tiffany Chan, 22 News.
Electronic cigarettes continue to become popular alternatives to tobacco products, but 22 News reporter Kate Walsh found out they're also becoming a hazard to children.
Poison control workers say in the past year they've received more than 1,400 calls of children under 6 years old being exposed to liquid nicotine. That liquid comes in hundreds of flavors, including many candy flavors, which could be attractive to children. Parents are reportedly leaving out the bottles and kids are drinking them. But Voltage vape shop owners in Springfield said the bottles do have child-proof caps on them, similar to medicine bottles.
What it comes down to is vape safety and just safety of the people using them. To keep, I don't have kids. I keep them away from my dog. So it's more common sense and, safety-wise, you just got to be mindful.
Medical toxicologists say skin exposure to the liquid nicotine can also be dangerous. So if you are exposed, you're advised to wash it off with soap and water, and if it's swallowed, you're advised to contact poison control. Unlike tobacco products, e-cigarette products aren't federally regulated, at least yet. So companies can sell the candy and fruit-flavored nicotine, which could be more attractive to children. Live in the newsroom, Kate Walsh, 22 News.
Northampton and Florence residents will have a chance tonight to explore the appropriate use of downtown sidewalks. 22 News reporter Eugene Cho standing by in Florence, where a public hearing will begin in less than an hour.
City Council will once again open up a discussion on the Vibrant Sidewalks resolution. Northampton and Florence residents will have a chance tonight at 7 o'clock here at the Florence Civic Center to talk about the appropriate use of sidewalks in downtown Northampton. City councilors initially introduced that resolution back in May of 2013. That's when Mayor David Narkowitz removed all the benches in downtown Northampton after people complained about loitering and panhandling on Main Street. But some people were upset that there was no place to sit in downtown Northampton, so the mayor ended up returning half of those benches.
So what if people loiter? It's Northampton, and those of us that live here, we're used to this. But it is really nice to have somewhere to sit and enjoy the nice weather, take a load off your feet for a minute.
The Vibrant Sidewalks resolution calls for more street furniture and says not every activity on a sidewalk is comfortable. Once again, this public hearing starts at 7 o'clock with a short presentation, and then the meeting will open up to public discussion. On 22 News at 11 tonight, you'll hear from some people who attend this meeting. Live in Florence, Eugene Chu, 22 News.
And now the 22 News Storm Team forecast.
All right, here's our 22 News Storm Team ESP Live Doppler radar. It's dry. Not a bad evening out there right now with a setting sunshine, but nonetheless clearer air out there, dry air, and mild too. Temperatures are dropping off now that the sun is setting. 70 Montague and Palmer, 72 East Hampton, 73 right now in Southwick. So 71 officially right now at Westover Air Reserve Base in Chicopee on our 22 News Storm Team nightcast. 70 at 7 o'clock, scattered clouds, and then a few clouds here and there. We'll call it variable clouds later on this evening. 67 at 9 o'clock, 64 fog at 11 o'clock. We're tracking some rain. We'll let you know when you need your umbrella with our 22 News Storm Team Skycast.
You're watching 22 News at 6.
Talk about your signs of the season. It might only be October, but people are already picking out their Christmas trees. 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Nick Bannon joins me with a growing trend of early Christmas tree tagging.
Yeah, well, believe it or not, some people line up to pick their Christmas tree like it's the latest tech gadget release. Some people are already choosing Christmas trees even before they pick out a Halloween costume. In Chicopee, Paul Bunyan's Christmas Tree Farm started letting people reserve their live Christmas trees even before summer had officially ended.
When we opened on September 13th, it was a Saturday morning. There were people waiting at the gate as we took it down, and they stop inside the store and get their tag and their packet of ribbons, and they rushed right out to the fields to be the first ones to tag their Christmas tree.
Tagging your Christmas tree with ribbons or other decorations guarantees you have a tree to cut for Christmas. It has the added benefit of removing the stress of a tree search during the holiday rush. Cutting your own tree is a growing trend. Seeing a demand for locally grown Christmas trees, Kazimir Machowski started Paul Bunyan's farm 25 years ago.
Dairy farming has been on a decline in Massachusetts for many, many years, since the 50s, early 50s. And I think a lot of landowners probably were looking for an alternate crop to put in, so a lot of them turned to things like produce or Christmas trees.
Owning a Christmas tree farm is a major investment in time. It can take between 7 to 10 years to grow a full-size tree. People aren't just picking their tree earlier. Many people are cutting their tree earlier too, creating a new Thanksgiving tradition. Now, with proper care, these trees can last for months, so cutting early is okay. Live in the studio, meteorologist Nick Bannon, 22 News.
And with winter just a couple months away, there's concern about a possible shortage of road salt. 22 News reporter Anthony Hill found out how one Franklin County city is preparing for the possibility.
The Greenfield DPW is already preparing for everything that comes along with winter, including snow and then the ice it leaves behind. However, there were concerns that there might be a salt shortage this season because of how much salt was used last winter. Marlo Warner from the Greenfield DPW told me he's taking steps to make sure the city has the salt it needs when it's needed.
I've been reading all the articles on a possible shortage, so I ordered a little earlier this year. We seem to get it right in within 3 or 4 days.
He also told me that while there doesn't appear to be a salt shortage as of yet, we'll know for sure this winter. Live from the Franklin County Bureau, I'm Anthony Hill, 22 News.
No severe weather threat here for tomorrow, but we do have some rain in the works before the end of the week. We'll show you when with our 22 News Storm Team Skycast.
Now, the 22 News Storm Team Forecast with meteorologist Brian Lapis.
Here's our 22 News Storm Team forecast for the next 3 days. Look at this, mild air. In fact, while we've got 76 here up on the board, we could hit 80 degrees in some spots here tomorrow with the chance of a shower in the afternoon. The best chance for steady rain this week is on Thursday, and then we're brighter on Friday. Let's take a look at clouds and radar right now. At 6:18, we've got some clearing taking place and a quiet night in the works. Although I expect before 11 o'clock we'll see some areas of fog here in western Massachusetts with this moist air. In fact, it'll be a kind of a clammy evening with temperatures falling back into the 60s here during the evening hours, and with the moisture again, some fog around. Notice midnight tonight, some clouds developing, and there could even be a few patches of drizzle here overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. Here's 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can see the clouds in place, little spot of green there over Westfield. So again, some patchy drizzle or a couple of sprinkles, really no big deal. The clouds last through the mid-morning hours. Then by 10 o'clock here tomorrow morning, watch some clearing taking place. So we'll see some partial sunshine late morning into early afternoon, and then after 3 o'clock, the clouds will return, and then there's also the chance for a couple of scattered, mainly light showers. I expect that most of the day will be dry tomorrow, and really the big story will be the warm air, with temperatures topping out 74 to 78 degrees here tomorrow. And then clouds on the increase tomorrow night, and notice early Thursday morning, steady rain arrives. Here's 7 o'clock Thursday morning with the rain, and that rain continues through the day here on Thursday, especially west of the Connecticut River. The chance for some heavy rain and even some puddling and ponding out there. So there could be some minor street or stream flooding here on Thursday. Here's our 22 News Storm Team forecast for tonight. Don't forget, with a chance for those scattered showers tomorrow, you can see our radar on any device at wwlp.com. 22 News Storm Team forecast for tonight. Variable clouds on the clammy side. A relatively mild night with areas of fog, 56 to 62. Then for tomorrow, mixture of sun and clouds. Most of that sun comes during the middle of the day. Chance for showers primarily in the afternoon. A high of 74 to 78. Mild day here tomorrow. And then our 22 News Storm Team 7-day forecast. Some showers, well, actually a steady rain developing here for Thursday, 70 degrees, and potentially some heavy rain. We dry out for Friday, 71, and then more typical autumn air here for the weekend. 66 with a mixture of sun and clouds on Saturday, 55 on Sunday, bright sunshine, 58 sunny on Monday, 57 scattered clouds on Tuesday. On 22 News at 11, we'll update the 22 News Storm Team Skycast to show you our shower chances for tomorrow, and of course the potential for that heavy rain here on Thursday. That's tonight on 22 News at 11.
So how big is the risk really? At 11, 22 News offers up information that could ease your fears about being infected with Ebola. A troubling trend, younger and younger murder victims in Springfield, why the problem seems to be getting worse, and what can be done. And one Western Massachusetts hospital is doing its part to help women get in touch with themselves, and the latest information on detecting breast cancer. That's tonight at 11 on 22 News.
Wednesday, tune in from 4:30 to 7 a.m. for
Election Day will be here before we know it, and Wednesday is the last day to register. In a few weeks, voters will decide who the state's next governor will be and what the future holds for casino gaming in Massachusetts. 22 News investigates the impact of both issues on you. We'll find out which way Western Mass voters are leaning and what the results could mean for our area.
Wednesday, starting at 4:30 a.m., 22 News, your first news in the morning 7 days a week, is working for you. You're watching 22 News at 6.
The U.S.-led coalition has stepped up the airstrikes in Syria. The Pentagon said the coalition launched 21 airstrikes against ISIS militants near Kobani overnight. That would be the largest number of airstrikes in a 24-hour period since the air campaign in Syria began last month. U.S. Central Command said that the strikes were designed to disrupt Islamic State reinforcements and resupply. U.S. and Saudi Arabian warplanes conducted those airstrikes.
The FBI director says Apple's new user privacy features protect kidnappers, pedophiles, and terrorists. James Comey made the accusations during an interview on 60 Minutes Sunday. Apple's latest encryption prevents anyone but the device's owner from getting to info stored on phones and tablets. Even with a court order, police would be unable to access the info. Comey says the technology puts people beyond the law. Apple can still access and give police any data you store in the cloud.
Some welcome news news at the pumps. AAA says the price for self-serve regular has dropped about 6 cents per gallon in the past week to an average of $3.19, down 12 cents just in the last 2 weeks. Current price is now 12 cents lower than what you were paying this time last year, but 7 cents per gallon higher than the national average. For the area's lowest gas prices, you can check out the 22 News Pump Price Patrol on wwlp.com.
Google has expanded its same-day delivery service today to include Boston, Chicago, and Washington, D.C. The Google Express service is already available in the San Francisco area, West Los Angeles, and Manhattan. Until now, delivery had been free, but now Google, with either charge $10 a month or $95 a year for the service. Google's expansion of the service puts it in more direct competition with Amazon's Prime service.
Macy's has kicked off the Thanksgiving Day shopping wars. The retailer said it will open its doors at the department stores 6 o'clock Thanksgiving Day. That's 2 hours earlier than last year. A Macy's spokesman said that the company heard from customers last year and its employees, saying many of them appreciated the opportunity to work on Thanksgiving so they could have time off on Black Friday. Last year was the first time Macy's opened on Thanksgiving Day.
Here's our 22 News Storm Team bus stop forecast for tomorrow. A little drizzly, a little foggy here tomorrow morning, upper 50s, mid to upper 70s tomorrow afternoon, hopping off the bus at 3 o'clock with a mixture of sun and clouds and the chance for a scattered shower in the afternoon. Steadier rain before the end of the week. We'll show you when with our 22 News Storm Team 7-day forecast.
When news happens, we're there, working for you. Tonight at 11 on 22 News.
Raising awareness and saving lives. One Western Massachusetts hospital is holding screenings for 2 common types of cancer. Find out how you can get involved. A troubling trend in the area's largest city. 22 News investigates why many of this year's homicide victims are so young. Wait till you see what we've uncovered. Concerns are high over a deadly virus, but are you really at risk? Tonight, 22 News reveals what you need to know about how Ebola is actually transmitted. Odd day today. I think I actually felt humidity in the air.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I was sweating today.
Some warm weather on the way tomorrow, maybe, right?
Yeah, and even warmer. Clammy out there tonight. It'll be a little moist, a little foggy eventually overnight tonight, but dry this evening. And then tomorrow, mid to upper 70s. We're forecasting 74 to 78 for tomorrow's high temperature. Some drizzle in the morning, some partial sunshine middle of the day, and then clouds increase in the afternoon with the chance of a couple of widely scattered showers. The jackpot rain, for better or for worse, comes in here on Thursday. So we expect steady rain most, if not all of the day here on Thursday. Despite the rain and despite the fact that it's mid-October, high temperature still around 70 degrees on Thursday, 71, sunshine on Friday, and then a mixture of sun and clouds here Saturday, 66, 55, and sunshine on Sunday. We stay in the 50s Monday and Tuesday. That's more autumnal air in there for the weekend. And the weekend is looking dry at that.
So maybe tomorrow a good day to go hike up Mount Tom, check out some of that foliage.
Why not?
Some good weather.
If you get up there early, you might see some of the valley fog as it clears out up top.
Sounds too early to me.
Well, thank you for joining us on 22 News at 6. NBC Nightly News is next.
We are back at 11 tonight, but of course, you can always get up to date anytime online on wwlp.com. Good night.
More people in Western Massachusetts get their news from 22 News than any other source.